Once upon a time at the Riverside Stables, there was a gathering of horse and man. This was to be known as the Easter Yearling Sale.
Fairy tale's over. Let's get real. Here we are at the magnificent Riverside Complex, day one of the Easter sales. You can smell the horses, you can feel the energy in the room, and you can touch the excitement. Let's get up close and personal, see what's going on, and whatever you do, keep your hand in your pocket. Sitting out here in the back of the beautiful Arrowfield stand, adjacent to Warwick Farm Racecourse, you can hear the commentary in the background of Jonathan Darcy, our auctioneer. And if you've ever been to this place during the sales, it's a million miles an hour. We're just waiting for your trainer, John O'Shea, to turn up for his interview. Did you know that horses sprint at around 40 kilometres an hour? However, the fastest recorded speed was 88 kilometres an hour. That's twice as much. Hope there wasn't double demerits that day. Day one at the Easter sales today here at Riverside, John. Beautiful surroundings. Can't escape the auction in the background. Welcome, mate. Welcome to At the Stables.
Yeah, mate, thank you for having me, and it's been a tremendous day, and just nice to be sitting down having a chat to you.
Well, if you recall, a couple of years ago, one of our first episodes about the stables was right here.
Yeah.
And since then, obviously, the stable has built up in confidence. Absolutely, it has. Does that increased stable confidence translate to any different confidence when you're actually buying lots, John?
No, not necessarily. I mean, obviously, we're having a nice run, but the strategy with regard to the sales is always the same, Mike. You know, you try to buy a bit of value and put a price on them, and if you lob and you lap, well, that's great, and if you don't, well, you move on. So, well, obviously, there's a level of confidence with regard to how we're operating, but it doesn't affect the buying strategy. You know?
And so, therefore, the fact that you've had 3 good seconds today, you've put under bidder 3 times today, your strategy stays the same. You don't chase, for example.
No, I'm not like a drunk punter trying to get out on the last. We just put, like I say, we put a value on them, and you know, sometimes probably might go one bit over, but I think the belief is that, you know, if we do end up with them, we know that we've bought them at the right price. So, yep.
Which is great for your owners to know that.
Well, that's ultimately what we're trying to, you know, it's easier to sell them if you buy them at the right price. Yeah.
Absolutely. Speaking of your owners, John, and sort of segueing to syndication, as a general comment regarding syndication and the industry, what's it done for racing?
I think it's what differentiates Australian racing from the rest of the world, because, you know, it's affordable and accessible for everyone, and it's not the sport of kings. It's more about, you know, the people's industry, and syndication has allowed anyone off the street to be a part of it, anyone off the street to sit in the middle of the Randwick and you know, talk to James McDonald before they ride their horse, and that's what makes our game the best.
And in particular for the O'Shea stable, what syndication brought to you and your team?
Well, it's bought some really good horses, you know, and for example, we're going to the race on Saturday in a Group 1 derby with a syndicated horse, so and that's reflective of what I said, you know, the wonderful group of people that they're going to experience, you know, the opportunity to win a derby on Saturday. That's second to none.
Well, mate, good luck with the derby. By the time this goes to where that race will be run and won, hopefully, you know, we'll be saluting. And best of luck for the rest of the sales, mate.
Mate, looking forward to the rest of the sale, and you know, we can only dream to win the derby, Mick.
Good luck, and see you soon, folks, at the sales. here at Riverside at the magnificent Arrowfield complex, and joining me is lucky champion owner, Vicky Shields. Welcome, Vicky.
Thank you, Michael. Great to be here.
Lovely to see you here too. There's a story that goes around that the races don't start on a Saturday unless you're there. Can you put any truth to that?
I can confirm that, yes. Normally it's an ambulance on track, and is Vicky on track, and then we're ready to go.
That's lovely. And usually there's a glass of these nearby you. So cheers and welcome to At the Stables. Lovely, lovely. Now, my background form on you suggests that you're always going to be involved with horses because from a little girl, your grandfather showed you the ropes.
Oh, absolutely. So my grandmother and grandfather, Dad's mum and Dad, were avid race goers. I've vivid memories of being a little girl and my grandfather coming walking down the street after the trots on a Friday or the races on a Saturday with his hat on, and you could tell from the look on his face if it had been a good day. And Nana and I would be at home. She'd be getting the scratching. I was don't talk while the scratchings are on, and watching Clarence the Clocker and listening to the radio. So it was always horses.
So it's in your blood and it's still there, and you've told me you love the horse and you love watching them run, and even if it's not your horse, you enjoy watching them.
Oh, absolutely. I think they're a majestic animal, so I don't know how you could not look at a horse and think it was absolutely beautiful creature, and the excitement that the races bring. So even if it's not yours, you can be excited for other people, other owners, or someone that's just had a win, or it's just a fantastic day.
Absolutely, Vicky. And as an owner, that story started around about 2010-ish, I think, roughly around there, as you got your first horse, and your first horse with Champion Thoroughbreds. How did that happen?
Funny story, sitting at the races one day at Rosehill and looking at the screens, and they were advertising horses, and I saw a Lonhro colt come on the screen, and Lonhro's one of my favourites of all time. I thought, I'm going to get that Lonhro baby. So I remember going home talking to my dad and saying, oh, Dad, I saw this Lonhro baby, I have to get it. He says, oh, do you want to go into a horse? I said, yeah. He goes, I'll do it with you, but we're not getting a Lonhro. We're getting a Hassanet, because Weekend Hustler was the horse in the moment. Yeah. And whatever we're getting with John O'Shea. So that's where it started.
Wow, that's a great story. So the moral of that story is always listen to your dad.
Well, I don't know, because the horse wasn't that crash hot. So.
But it got you started, because it ended up where we're going to end up soon, shortly.
Yeah.
But, basic question here, Vicky, what's your favourite part of being an owner? Is there such a question?
Of course, winning. That's great. But I think it's being involved with the horse from woe to go. So, you see it when it's first purchased, go to the stables, the communication is fantastic, so you know everything that's going on, the naming process, and then the excitement that you just get when it's wherever it's running. Doesn't matter if it's Randwick, Rosehill, Wagga, Kembla, wherever. You can't explain it to anybody, but it's wonderful. I call them my babies. So you become really attached.
I can feel that excitement, I can feel that energy all the time with you, Vicky. It's fantastic. But any superstitions as an owner?
There is one. So when we're looking to buy a horse, there's an old saying that says, 1 white foot, buy them, 2 white feet, try them, 3 white feet, think about it, and 4 white feet, forget about it. So, my dad and my cousin are always reminding me that when we're looking at a horse. But, at the end of the day, if we talk to John and he says that's a horse to get, well, that's a horse to get, so the 4 white feet goes straight out the door.
So I guess that's part of your process of selection. You kind of leave it up to John, don't you?
Yeah, I'll always have a look in at the sales and see. I always look at the horses that have the same sire as horses I've owned to see if there's anything that I like. And then in the recent sales at the Magic Millions, John was actually going for one that was a colt out of a horse that I'd owned, but he missed out. But then we'll go out, we'll have a look at them, and then I'll always say to John, which one?
Yes. Yeah, well, you've got to trust that pros. You trust Jason with his selection. You trust John as a trainer. It's beautiful. Now, you're in rarefied air as an owner. Having a part ownership of a Group 1 winner, Lions Roar, how do you put into words that last little bit of the race when he won the Guineas, that last 100 metres when you know he's come down the outside, you know he's got him?
It was a very strange experience for me because normally I'm so nervous I only watch about 1/10 of the race, so I'm turning around and I'm looking back and I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? But I was watching, and I thought when he hit the top of the turn, I remember saying to Brenda, one of the girls that always goes to the races with me, Brenda, we're in this.
Coming into it now, Lions Roar down the outside, getting past Aegon, further back to King's Legacy and Prime Star.
And he just started to accelerate. It's quite surreal. It's like things go into slow motion.
Lions Roar coming down the outside to join Harmony Rose. Wheelhouse between them, but Lions Roar is roaring away with the Randwick Guineas, and Lions Roar an upset victory.
And I don't know if it happens with everybody, but I know for me it feels like, sort of like I'm losing all the strength in my legs. So I start to get really wobbly and it's quite euphoric, and I say that to everyone. You can't explain what it's like, but it is absolutely amazing. And then when it sinks in that it's the Group 1 of all things, which doesn't happen to a lot. I mean, you're lucky to get them to the track. So to win a Group 1 is just absolutely a dream come true.
So Vicky, thanks so much for being here today with us. All the very best with Lions Roar and all the rest of your stable in the future. And look forward to seeing you at the races on many occasions. Cheers, Vicky.
Go the Lion.
Go the Lion.
Racing game. The racing game. The racing game.
Michael. Oh, thanks. Look, please settle something for us. We've been wondering for a long time. Why is it that horses run clockwise on some tracks and anti-clockwise on other tracks?
Very good question. The answer to that is, I have no bloody idea. Some run clockwise, some run anti-clockwise. So the moral of the story is, always bet each way. Joining me here at Riverside on day 2 of the sales, the energetic, the enthusiastic, the effervescent and very eloquent Mr. Sebastian Hutch.
Michael, I can tell you're a bit nervous. No need to be nervous, everything's going to be fine.
It's what you do to me, brother. I don't know what it is. But how's the petrol holding up day 2 in the tank?
Look, we had a really good day yesterday. It was good fun. People enjoyed it. You know, I think there was plenty of money spent and plenty of nice horses. And today, it's probably been stronger again. It's been amazing, really.
Fantastic. Now, Sebastian is General Manager of Bloodstock Sales and Marketing. Just briefly describe your role, please.
My job is to try and find horses to sell and then try and help people to buy them. That's it in a very simple form. You know, we spend the year liaising with vendors, liaising with buyers, developing new vendors. It's, you know, for someone whose hobby is bloodstock, it's the perfect job.
Fantastic. And you do very well at it, and I know you've got some great supporters out there. One of them, of course, our trainer, John O'Shea, who loves the communication between yourself and him. And it's paramount, that communication, is it not?
Oh, we have good fun with him. You know, he's good company, as you well know. You know, he's able to tell a good story, he's able to tell a joke. He doesn't take himself too seriously, so we like him. And, you know, he's a great supporter of our business. You know, he's had a lot of luck out of our sales. You know, he buys good horses here regularly. And, you know, we want to try and make sure that, you know, we hang our hat on selling good horses. You know, that's no better way to sell our business.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, we're in a position where we sell a lot of good horses and it keeps people coming back.
And to the lay person like myself and many of the owners out there, the selection process for these yearlings, how does that occur?
Yeah, look, it's a collaborative process with the vendors. You know, Easter's a pretty special sale. It's probably the best yearling sale in the world, statistically, in terms of the success of graduates. You know, in many respects, Easter yearlings pick themselves. You know, we deal with a lot of very experienced, very savvy vendors. You know, they know the sort of horse they want to send here. We'll inspect the stock July, August, September of last year. You know, maybe see them again November, December, before committing to putting them in the catalogue. But it's about trying to find horses you can sell well, horses you think the buyers will like. And it's, you walk into a bar, you know, you look around and certain people will appeal to other people. It's the same at a horse sale. You know, some horses appeal to some, others don't. It's part of the fun of it.
And with regard to this sale in particular and the preparation leading up to this one, any different to what you do during the year?
Oh, there's a bit more pressure with this one. You know, this is a massive part of our year. You know, this is our flagship sale. Yeah. You know, we really want it to go well. We want to try and get as many people as we can here. We want to try and generate atmosphere. You know, we try and do that at every sale, but it's paramount at this sale. You know, our vendors, it's an opportunity, but a millstone as well to offer good horses for people, and we want to make sure it goes well.
And this bloke thrives on pressure, let me tell you. Now, is there a difficult part of your job?
Oh, yeah, but I'm not allowed to talk about them. You got to gloss over them. Look, it's like anything in life. Managing people's expectations can be a bit tricky. Buyers get frustrated when they can't buy the horses they want. Vendors get frustrated when, they don't quite make as much money as they expect or as they like. But generally speaking, it's very enjoyable. People work bloody hard in this sport.
Yes.
John's up at the crack of dawn every day. It's the same. You go around the farms. People are up early. I think it's probably the industry that the phrase labour of love was coined for, and it's,
Absolutely.
you meet these people and it's really a labour of love for a lot of them.
Fantastic. And in closing, Sebastian, any advice to potential purchasers out there?
Accompany yourself or align yourself with the right people. Meet people you have fun with. Racing horses are very good fun. You can meet people from all walks of life, and a lot of those people have got this fundamental ingredient to be successful, and that's luck. You try and find someone who's lucky, align yourself to them, and enjoy the ride.
Sebastian, I know you're busy, mate. You're a million miles an hour. To give us your time today, fantastic. Thanks so much.
Michael, pleasure, and nice hat.
Thank you, mate. Thank you. Bugger.